Where's the reputation of Super Smash in the fighting game community?
Oh, they stink.
What? For real? It's just kind of like whatever. You're
no deodorant.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of you mean the
that's a generalization.
The people that play Super Smash Bros. Literally stink.
Don't shower.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant they just stink.
No, as people. They're probably cool people.
They're just stinky people.
Yeah.
Are there stereotypes about Street Fighter players?
Street Fighter players are like try to act like the cool kids.
Okay.
You know, like there's like different games have different like subcultures, which is pretty funny too. Like Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat community is equivalent to what the Call of Duty community is.
Okay.
Super toxic, super hateful.
Really? What do you think it is about Mortal Kombat and Call of Duty that brings out the toxicity in some people?
It's the fatalities, bro. Like they just live for blood.
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
Is this something you wanted to get into? You said ever since you were 12, you wanted to
get into videography.
Wow.
Yeah.
What sparked that?
I was at a Catholic youth retreat, and I noticed that like one of my friends was like shooting video throughout the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And then the last night comes in and he's editing a video on his computer. I'm just like, yo, what is this? And he goes like, oh, this is Windows Movie Maker.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's how it starts off with everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so what, he taught you the ropes, he showed you the ropes of Windows Movie Maker and all of its features.
Yeah. So he showed me how everything works. And then he was like, oh, you like this? And I was like, yeah, this is really cool. And he goes like, cool, because I'm going to sleep. And I didn't really think how long it was going to take, but I ended up editing this shitty 10-minute recap video.
Yeah.
You know, for the parents to see, just to show off the kids having a good time from that weekend, praising God and shit. And then, yeah, I just didn't want to stop after that.
That's how it starts, man.
Yeah.
Because I kind of got I podcast now, but when I was in high school and my friends and I would just like have sleepovers and hang out, we would record stuff on my mom's like digital camera.
Yeah.
And I would pop that like 25 megabyte SD card into the Windows XP computer.
Yeah.
And then I would load up Movie Maker. And we had so much fun with it. I mean, like the features, it's so rigid. You can't do much, right? There's only so many title cards, so many effects that you could do. But it was enough for like, I mean, you and I are the same age, so now I can talk about a time that we could both relate on, right?
Yeah.
So
like, when you found out about those transitions, the box transitions, the farm door transitions.
Dude, I was like, I'm a filmmaker. Yeah, the barn door ones.
This is a sick effect, dude. People are going to love this.
I'm going to go viral. But that's how it starts off. Everyone's dreams and aspirations have to start somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. Dude, I'm so excited for this. Before we get deeper into the conversation that we're about to have, I want to give you a proper introduction because you deserve it. So without further ado, baddies, ladies and gentlemen, all the listeners out there, welcome to another episode of ICBTB Podcast, also known as It Can't Be That Bad Podcast. Today, I'm joined by yet another very special guest. I'm super excited for this guy. It's JP Breganza. Did I say that right? Breganza?
Yeah, Breganza. Yeah,
do I say it with the Filipino accent?
You don't have to say it with the Filipino accent.
Breganza. Is that how white people say it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Not around too many white people. So,
so everyone says JP Breganza.
For the most part.
Dude, welcome to the podcast. I'm stoked to have you here. We linked up via social media. And one thing I noticed about you is just your authenticity, what you're doing for the community, and your storytelling is impeccable, man.
Thank you.
I noticed that you had followed me, and then like I checked out your stuff and instantly gravitated toward your story about like your creative journey, about you moving to LA and trying it out and like not getting it, not achieving the dreams that you had been cooking up in your mind for years. And then you moved to, where was it that you moved to?
Well, I moved back to Vallejo after LA, after everything didn't work out, and I was just stuck. I was just like emotionally stuck for like a good 4 or 5 years, not knowing where I was gonna go after that. And then like I tried bouncing back, I tried getting into other things. So that's where I got into like live production more and more. I tried getting into just other stuff, and it just never worked out. And I was just like, after the 3rd year, I was just like, yeah, I think it's time to hang it up. Especially after my camera gear got stolen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, dude. Hard to come back from that.
Yeah, and I took that as a sign. I was like, yeah, I'm not meant for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was it for me, or so I thought. And then I ended up picking up DJing after that, and it just brought me back into this creative space where I was just like, yo, this is fun, and like creating is very fun. So why am I not doing the main thing that I was meant to do, which was videography and video editing?
Mm-hmm.
So after that, I was just like, all right, maybe I'll get back into it. So like I brought myself back up slowly. I started with an iPhone 14, right? I made sure I got the Pro just because I wanted, at least I knew what I wanted. I knew how I wanted to shoot, and at that time the 14 was good enough for me.
Dude, and you could do so much.
Yeah.
With an iPhone.
Exactly.
With an iPhone Pro, yeah.
Like people don't realize this part though. They go like, "What camera should I get?" I go like, "Well, what version iPhone do you have?" They go like, "Oh, I have the 12 Pro." I go like, "That's a good ass camera."
That's good. Dude, I've seen some content out there. And I'm not trying to hate or anything, but I've seen people like shoot with like Nikons, Canons, Sonys. And then for some reason, the quality will come out looking super potato.
Yeah.
And then they'll do a promo for whatever they're doing on their iPhone. And I'll look at the iPhone quality and be like, you should have just shot it on your iPhone, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
People don't know how to export, man.
yeah,
That's just they think the camera will help them, but it's not the gear. It's how you shoot.
exactly.
It's how you shoot. That's really it.
Yeah, dude.
You know.
So it comes after that. You started picking it up. You started getting back. You started falling back in love with the craft slowly. Like, tell me about that. You went to another country to be able to find that love again, right?
Man, so yeah, I was so when I got my iPhone, I was just like, all right, I got it for the camera. I better shoot with this thing. And I just kept on going. I kept on filming, kept on editing. I started learning new editing techniques. I started diving into After Effects more, and that was a good like 9 months of that. And then when I was just like doing my thing, my mom invited me to go to Europe with her and my dad. Her and my dad. But yeah, I was just like, all right, Europe, where are you going? And they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go on a cruise in the Baltic Sea, but if you want to go, we'll take you to London too, because I know you want to see your friends out in London. I was like, fuck, this is probably the only chance I'm gonna like get myself out there. So I was just like, all right, I'm gonna go. And it's also been like years since I skipped out on like 3 Euro trips with my family because I was trying to do my thing in LA.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I was just grinding.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
It truly is.
Yeah. All for it to get dropped, you know, and it sucks. So I was just like, all right, I just better take this. I better go. And then I know if I go here, I'm gonna be filming a lot, so I better not hold back. So I got another camera. Right, I got the Pocket 3. Because like when I saw that camera, I was like, at first I was like, oh, cute, another pocket camera. And then I saw the specs, and I was like, wait, this is a real camera. So
Yeah.
So I took that and just went off with it, you know. And I was just like, if I don't make anything out of this, then like I feel like I'm just gonna be stuck. So it was like kind of like an all end all be all type of mindset that I had going into it. But yeah, I just did it, and it's carried over. I carried that whole mindset back over to the States and just kept on creating after that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
There's a way that I've talked to a lot of people, and a lot of people have stories, but the way that you document it and the way that you really use your platform to be able to inspire. Nowadays, social media content creation can come off as very selfish. It's like, hey, me, 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 me. Like, get ready with me. Check out this dress that TikTok gave me for free.
Yeah.
But the way that you do it, it's so obviously it's for you and it's art and it's self-fulfilling, but there is something rare about the way that you put it out there that is so inspiring, dude. It's like the video that so with you going to London and falling back in love with your craft and realizing that like even though you got your camera gear stolen, even though it didn't work out for you in LA, you still had this fire in you that you had to like really put to use. And at the end of it, it's a mixture of music, videography, like poeticism, because you're saying like whatever it is, just shoot,
Yeah.
just keep shooting, man. And that term is applicable in so many different things, dude. If you're a rapper, just keep shooting. If you're a podcaster, keep shooting. If you're a cook, if you're an artist, just keep doing the damn thing, man. And you kept on doing it, and now like you're really finding your community, and you're really building a community, not just for videographers, but for DJs and for gamers and whatnot. So, I mean, just like, I'm here to give you your flowers because like, people don't give flowers enough nowadays, man.
It's funny enough, people don't receive flowers enough nowadays.
Yeah.
Because like, we're just in an age where like, well, growing up, we were used to a lot of like trash talking to each other.
Dude. That was a love language.
Yeah, that was our love language. So like now we're in this whole different age of like, oh yeah, we're giving each other flowers, stuff like that. You've done your time, and I'm just like, man, I've been doing my time, man. Let me like, I know I deserve this shit, but I don't need to receive it at the same time. But like at the same time, we have to learn how to like be more accepting of that feeling, of that love. And it's very, very hard.
It's tough because we're all so self-critical, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always like, nah, I don't deserve it. You don't know what I've been. I mean, oh, it's nothing.
Right.
Yeah, it's nothing. I'm just dope as fuck,
Yeah.
But yeah, what you're doing it's incredible, man. So pat yourself on the back, man, because you're doing it with quality. I mean, so you came back, you fell back in love with videography. What's the timeline like after that? Like, how did DJing come play a part in your journey, and then like the fighting game community? Can you talk on that?
Yeah. So for the DJing part, I didn't start DJing until 3 years ago, and it wasn't because I wanted to. It was just because my mentor ended up throwing me her DJ controller at me. She was like, have at it. Because like I used to host a live show to help raise funds for mental health awareness. And I produced the show, I shot the show, I directed the show, and curated the DJ lineup for these shows, and we were able to raise I think like $4.5 $1,000, right? Throughout 3 shows, which was pretty cool. And like my mentor, she was like, you're going to headline one of your own shows one day. And I was just like, what do you mean? She's like, I know you want a DJ, so here, have at it. So, but like at first, like I never wanted to be a DJ. I never wanted to be a DJ because I knew how much time it took. I knew how much blood, sweat, and tears people went through just to learn how to mix. Just to learn how to mix in general takes hours and hours on end just to stay clean when they mix. And I'm just like, yeah, I love this so much that I can't do it. I don't want to disrespect the art.
Dude, Peter Parker didn't know he wanted to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Until he got bit by the spider.
Basically.
So all this shit kind of just like fell in your lap, and you had the opportunity, and like and I think that's a good place to start, where you respect the art so much you don't want to taint it.
No.
Meaning that when you go about it, you're going to go about it with quality, man. You're going to go about it with attention to detail, and that's what you've been doing.
Yeah, thank you. I nerd out over that kind of stuff, you know. And the moment that I figured out that turntables can be used as a percussion instrument, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to do all this shit.
What do you mean by that? For those that don't know,
so like so when you're DJing, you're literally just not learning how to count to the beat, right? But thing is that yes, you're just pressing play on a certain song, but there's ways where you could just manipulate the song into a sound where people have never heard it before. So like for instance, like you'll see these DJs moving the vinyl around, and you'll know what song it is, but they're just re-drumming it with their hands.
Wow.
And whatnot. So it's just like, oh, this is basically a percussion instrument, man. Yeah. This is basically just playing with drums, but like with 2 decks and a mixer.
Did you have a musical background prior to DJing?
I did not.
Wow, so you kind of just were a lover of music and got thrown into the mix.
For the most part, like I just have a lot of like friends that were just into music. Like being Filipino, you're just around music all the time.
Oh, all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, you were playing some. You got a set that you put out there on I don't know if it was IG or YouTube, but you were playing some like throwback garage party Filipino type songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's so cool because I feel like we're cousins or something, bro. Like, I mean, if we look deep into our soy sauce bloodline, we're probably related.
That's filet for you,
dude. I mean, it's come to this point now, like, where the stereotype that all Filipinos either know each other or related, where like if you end up dating someone, you gotta like check the
last names and the middle names, and who's like the second cousin to whoever. Because
I know I was like getting paranoid for a little bit because I wasn't thinking about it because my fiance, she's like full Filipino, and it wasn't until like the third family party that like someone said like you guys aren't related, right? And I'm like, oh fuck, man. Yeah. I think we already had sex already. Like this is gonna be kind of like weird.
Thankfully, my family's small.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, and like a good majority of my family is just like my mom's side is all here in the Bay, but then my dad's side, they're in Canada, Philippines, Germany. So like,
you're solid.
Yeah, and Breganza is such a very rare Filipino last name. With an E, because I see a lot of Breganzas with an A. So I'm just like, I'm chilling.
Braganza. I see. Yeah, you're good. I've never heard of it. You're the only Braganza that I know. So.
Exactly. So.
So DJing became a part, and then like, I mean, it's the question that you must be asked all the time, but like the fucking secret parties that like everyone always asks about, dude. The fake parties with real friends that people ask about, like, how do I get a wristband into this event?
Yeah. You can't. You know,
it's that cool.
Unfortunately, but since there was a need for it, I was like, all right, maybe I can go public with this, and because like I've always wanted to throw events. Yeah. I don't really see myself as a DJ. I see myself as more of an event host more than anything. I love curating DJ sets, and I love curating a community where people actually want to listen to the music rather than just throw ass and get fucked up. You know what I mean? Like you could throw ass, but you could throw these hands as well over on the sticks, for Street Fighter and whatnot. But
it's a beautiful marriage between two art forms that aren't conventionally put together. You know, like usually when they play Street Fighter, when they play Tekken and all of that stuff, it's not associated with playing some dope ass music in the background. Right?
Actually,
what's up?
The hip hop community is actually deeply tied with fighting games for the most part.
Whoa, really? I mean, like, what's the history behind that?
I mean, it's like from the DJ Qbert mixtape where he put out the Street Fighter 2 mixtape.
Oh, you are so right.
You know,
dude.
and like and it's just the mentality of it too. It's literally just you and homeboy going at it against each other, 1-on-1. And whoever wins just gets bragging rights and stuff like that. Same thing. This is almost the same mentality with hip hop as well. You know, especially with like rap battles back then, and whatnot. And like, thing is that there's so many people that have sampled Street Fighter music or Mortal Kombat.
You're so right. Right. I'm so dumb.
No.
It's fucking not. Question, Christian. Fuck. Edit that out.
That's what post is for, right? But yeah, it's like hip hop and fighting games are very synonymous with each other for the past 30 years. Actually, it's actually pretty cool.
Damn, my entire life. Wow, just way to make me feel more and more dumb, JP.
No. I mean, it's like people just don't realize it.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
like they'll hear the Hadoukens, they'll hear the perfects, or like
Yeah, that shit's dope.
that was a theme song. That was a meme song for like a good 2 years on like what, Tumblr and shit like that, and YouTube and whatnot. And yeah, people just like those tracks are just so iconic at the same time.
So good.
Yeah.
There's something irreplaceable about like 8-bit tracks or 16 and 32-bit tracks
Yeah.
that you can't. There's this band that like it's the band that did the soundtrack for Scott Pilgrim. I don't know, Gucci.
Yeah.
Where they use those 32-bit sounds and the 8-bit sounds. Like, and I'm like, there's something so nostalgic about it, and I think that's why. That's part of the community that you're serving is nostalgia. You know, I mean, we're all trying to just look back into our like core memories as to what makes us us.
Right.
And that is video games. That is throwback music from the 90s. That is like little house parties with those that you love, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so dope. Yeah, so talk more on that. Did it start off small
So
when you were doing all this stuff?
So like, whatchamacallit? I mean, when it came to like just playing at that house, we've been playing there for the past 11 years. It's nothing new to us. So we never get the nostalgic feeling because we're so used to just meeting up after a long week of work and just taking out our frustrations on each other, trying to beat each other's asses, you know? Like, and we just talk a lot of shit and just drink and just have a good time, you know? But the cool part is that like only reason why we keep it tight knit is because we know how to keep it in the game.
Yeah.
You know, we know how to keep it in the game. We know how to stay there. And when we're done, it's GG, shake my hand.
That's good.
You know, stuff like that. And then, yeah, I mean, it was crazy because like I met those guys when they were already 5 years into playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Street Fighter and stuff like that. Like I didn't come in until Street Fighter 4 came out back in 2009.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So I met those guys at the Tilt Arcade in Fairfield, and I was just like, oh, these are some crazy motherfuckers, but they're really cool.
Is that the arcade in the mall?
It was, yeah.
That was in the mall.
Was.
Damn, that's a throwback,
Yeah,
dude.
that mall is so dead now.
That mall is like half of the stores in that mall are those like random ratchet stores that'll like have a black shirt with a bloody Mickey Mouse on it. You know what I'm saying? Or like a Marilyn Monroe, but she's black type of thing.
Yeah, man. Or the Tootie Melon is still there. I don't know why it's still there.
Man. It's like, are that many people getting froyo at a mall like that?
Do people care about froyo like that anymore?
I have random cravings right now, but
Right.
you know, I'm still a boba dude over like froyo, right?
Yeah.
It's so nuts, man. Yeah, dude. So you met a lot of those people at that arcade there.
At that arcade, yeah.
And then what happened? You guys transitioned to a different arcade once that one died?
Well, the thing is that I found out that there were more and more tournaments around the Bay Area. So, like, moment I got my license from Vallejo, I was going to San Jose, SF, Oakland, Sacramento, just driving all over the place, just trying to like get better and compete and just see what the scene is like and whatnot. And thing is that all that led to this one big event in Las Vegas called Evo, where it's like the world's biggest fighting game tournament. So like the best of the best fly out from like different countries just to see who's good for that weekend.
That's
and
so
whatnot.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That is so crazy. What blows my mind is that fighting gamers break down like it's really the frame rate, like to each frame, like what move, what's the nomenclature for it? Like how do you say it?
It's like frame data.
Frame data.
So it's like say like we talk about how fast a move comes out, how active it is, and then how long it takes for the move to recover.
Holy shit.
So like yeah. So like for Tekken, like there's general rules to the frame data, right? So Like the fastest move in the game is a 10-frame jab. So that means your punch comes out in 10 frames, and it'll be active for like 2, and then the recovery.
It's crazy.
Right, the recovery depends on whether you hit or whether you block. So like if you hit, you're like, say plus 11 on block, or plus 11 on hit. But if they block it, you're like -3 or something like that. I mean, I know it's wrong, but it's just for description's sake. So like, if you this is the nerd shit.
No, dude, and this is like, what I love.
Yeah. So if you're -8 on block, the next time you try to do that 10-frame move, it actually comes out in 18 frames.
Holy shit!
So that means your opponent could press the same button as you, and they'll beat you to it.
Damn.
So like that's the kind of stuff that we have to learn.
You have to math it. Yeah. You have to know. You have to know other characters. You have to know the entire roster, basically.
Yeah,
right?
and they all have 150 moves each.
That's so crazy, dude. That's nuts. Who are your top characters for the fighting games that you play?
So for like, because I play different characters in different Street Fighters. So like for 4 it was Rufus.
Okay.
Like big chubby dude that just knows karate
with
kung
the long
fu.
hair, right? With the
with
long
the
ass
ponytail.
braid.
Yeah, he just somehow knows kung fu, and he just flies in the air all over the place, and he could just fuck you up with just dive kicks and stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was just a very American character
for a very Japanese game.
Yeah, for a very Japanese game, it was pretty wild. And then after that, I played 5, which I ended up hating at the end. But I ended up playing this grappler named Laura. She's like a Brazilian grappler who just happens to have fireballs as well. So I'm just like, oh, I get to throw fireballs and I get to grab you and you can't do nothing about it.
Dude, some of these female characters that they be making in these games are just like, there's this whole like fanfic community for Chun-Li.
Yeah.
Like every convention that I've gone to, there's just always some thick Chun-Li.
Or a thick Cammy.
Or a thick Cammy.
With the leotard and everything. Yep.
Man, that's so crazy. It is a cool. Okay, like what are the other characters while we're at it?
And then for 6 it was this big muscle mommy chick named Marissa. She's like she's just this Roman gladiator chick.
Wow.
And then she just punches you to death, and then but like now I'm playing like M. Bison because they brought him back into the game.
Nice. Okay, that's a throwback.
Yeah, the dictator.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's
Mr.
so crazy.
It was Tuesday.
Yeah, just like this big scary political figure that could also fuck shit up. Like he's not only fucking up politics, he's fucking up your physically
face, your face basically.
Yeah, dude, it's a whole community that I'm unfamiliar with because I'm trash at it. I'm more of like an RPG guy, so Final Fantasy is like my thing. Like my brother was deep into like RPGs, so like secondhand I got that from him. And narrative games, like I love like Last of Us and whatnot.
I love Last of Us.
Yeah, dude, incredible story. So good, so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's important because like a lot of the gamer community is toxic. Like, I mean, 90% of the people on Call of Duty are 12-year-olds that will talk shit about your mom and say they have a bigger dick than you. You know, like I don't know why. This is like a prepubescent kid that's trying to talk to me.
That was just culture back then, and it's just carried over. Like I feel like whatever 30-year-old parent did back then as a kid in Call of Duty, it's like it just carried over genetically.
Yeah. What's some of the worst shit talk you've ever heard in either fighting games or any of the games that you've played?
I mean, you know, you've heard your hard Fs, you've heard your hard Rs, you've heard it all. Like
you've heard it all.
You've literally heard it. Like if you play Modern Warfare 2 or Halo 2, you've heard it all, dude. Like,
oh, dude, I had this.
And I go like, sorry, I'm not that. I'm Filipino, dude.
That's hella funny.
Yeah.
Do you get mad, or do you kind of just like stay calm, and if there's any anger, it's internal, or do you say some stuff?
No, I do get mad. I do get really upset, but then I just internalize it. I just go like, okay, next game. Next game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. If there's anything that fighting games can teach people, it is patience. It is there's some like something cathartic about it too. You'll be like upset, and like the sticks is the place where you could healthily like let it out.
Yeah, and the thing is that those fight sticks that people carry around, they're built to get beat on.
Wow.
You
So
know?
they could take a lot of it.
They could take a lot of beating, but like it's crazy how you mentioned patience.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what it is. Like when you first start off, you're going to lose a lot.
Yeah.
And the thing is that you're gonna be playing way more games than you ever would in like, say, League, Valorant, Call of Duty. You're gonna be playing way more games consecutively, and you're gonna be losing a whole lot more consecutively.
Shit,
You know?
dude. Yeah.
And the thing is that you got to learn that losing is learning.
Yeah.
At that point.
With anything.
Yeah.
With anything.
Yeah.
Dude. And what's cool about that is when you lose, it's so quick. The turnaround is quick that
Yeah.
you get another opportunity fast.
Mm-hmm.
I was just having this conversation about like with a previous guest about like my homeboy who's an actor. And when he first started out in LA, like he was going to auditions. Can you imagine? Like, and the statistics were like for every about 50 auditions, he would land one callback. And that's still not a promise for the role, right?
Yeah.
And you still don't know if that role is going to like pay you well or like pop you off, right?
That sounds like a job.
Yeah, dude. And it is a job, right?
It's like this. It's equivalent to job applications now too.
Yeah,
But
dude. And imagine that. Like, it is with the fighting game community. Like these matches are like how many minutes at most? They're like 2 minutes. Like
they could be like 4 to 5 sometimes if it really draws out.
I see.
Know? But like if someone I could beat someone's ass in a whole minute. Like no problem.
because you're just that guy.
Well, it's just not even that guy. They're new. They're still learning. You know, stuff like that. But if I just show no mercy, then
Oh shit, dude. Man, that's why I'm scared. I got too much of an ego attached to like video games that I'm like,
Yeah.
let's not. The only thing that I really play is Super Smash, and like even then, like where's the reputation of Super Smash in the fighting game community?
Oh, they stink.
What, for real? It's just kind of like whatever. You're
No deodorant.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
That's kind of you mean the
That's a generalization.
the people that play Super Smash Bros literally stink.
Don't shower.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant they just stink.
No, not as people. They're probably cool people.
they're just stinky people.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But then like let's say like a street. What are the stereotypes about like you're a Street Fighter, like that's your thing. Are there stereotypes about Street Fighter players?
Street Fighter players are like try to act like the cool kids.
Okay.
You know, like there's like different games have different like subcultures, which is pretty funny too. Like Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat community is equivalent to what the Call of Duty community is.
Okay.
Super toxic, super hateful.
Really?
Like they'll try to be like, no, we're not like that, but then like I was just on Mortal Kombat 1 a couple months ago, and I just got called
The worst things.
more slang than
Than you've ever heard.
more
in your
slander than I've ever heard in my life after like so many years. I was like, well, I didn't know I was playing Call of Duty. You know,
Shit, dude. What do you think it is about Mortal Kombat and Call of Duty that brings out the toxicity in some people?
it's the fatalities, bro. Like they just live for blood.
Dude, yeah, there is something so because like in Street Fighter, if you get that knockout, you just get that knockout. That's it. But in Mortal Kombat, it's like not only did you lose,
Yeah.
but I'm really gonna like rub it in your face and
Yeah.
rip your spine out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna jab a hole through your chest. I'm gonna, and the way the fatalities have evolved to this day, it's really I could see why it would bring in some hatred.
Yeah.
I once had this roommate in Davis who was playing FIFA. FIFA's a whole other fucking thing. Like these sports games are
That's
a
a
whole
serious
FIFA
game.
and Madden.
That's $1 million game. Right there.
Oh, dude, and he would be opening up boosters, and this is like when EA sucked the most.
Yeah.
He'd be opening up a booster that he paid for, would not get the player card that he would want.
Yeah.
Literally would throw his controller across the living room. And then he's gotten better about it, where eventually he realized he had an anger issue with it.
Yeah.
And he would walk up to like my other roommate. And this one time he walked up to my roommate and he was like, "Hey, Aaron, are you using this water bottle?" And Aaron looks at it, it was like empty. He was like, "Nah, bro." And then he's like, "Can I borrow it?" He takes the water bottle, goes outside. You just hear him destroying this water bottle.
Yeah, I think a lot of gamers just go through that.
Yeah.
Like first when they start out, especially when it comes to anything competitive, especially online, when you can say whatever the fuck you want and they could just leave the chat. and you have nothing to say back.
You don't have anything.
Anything.
There's zero satisfaction.
And you can't talk back because you just lost.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just talking into the ether of, you know, of PlayStation Plus, you know?
Yeah.
What's one of the biggest rage moments that you've seen? Can you talk on
It's
that?
not the biggest rage moment, but I've actually caused a couple rage moments.
Because you're just that dope.
No, it wasn't even that. It was just like they were just that bad. Like, that's all I could say. Because like I'm not a great player, but I know bad when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was it was at this tournament in like Santa Rosa, and it was just I don't know. This is like the toxic side of me, like that barely comes out. But like I just like this is when gunner glasses were hot too, or like coming out at the time too. And
what are gunner glasses?
Gunner glasses are like these. They're just gamer glasses with like the reflective yellow lenses and stuff like that.
Okay.
It just looked really corny to me. So so my next opponent was wearing these glasses. I was like, damn, you look so corny right now.
You said that.
Yeah. Well, like in my mind.
Okay.
You know, I just like, because sometimes when you're in tournament, you just have this killer mentality.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to, like,
you have to.
You just want to fuck someone up.
Oh,
like,
shit.
Like there's like fighting, like that's another cool thing about fighting games is that you can be in a room collectively with a whole bunch of other people where they're all like, yeah, I'm going to fuck you up. And they're all okay with that. You know?
Damn.
Like,
it's part of it comes with it.
Yeah, it comes with it. You know? Some people want to go like, oh yeah, I'm just playing for fun. And I go like, yeah, you can play for fun. Go ahead. But I'm here to fuck you up.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, I saw this kid and yeah, had these corny gamer glasses on. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me see what character he picks. And then he ends up picking, we're playing Street Fighter 4. He ends up picking this character named Cody. And I was like, oh, I like this matchup. I like this. I like where things are going already.
Cody from Final Fight, right?
Yeah, Cody from Final Fight. Yeah,
okay.
So they put him in Street Fighter 4. And he was a really good character. But yeah, I like that matchup. And I was just like, oh, I could do something with this. And then first round, you're already analyzing your opponent. Like you're analyzing their strengths, their weaknesses, stuff like that. I saw a lot of weaknesses, didn't see any strengths. And I was just like, oh, I am fucking you up.
Shit.
Like there were moments where I just lost so much health where I shouldn't have just because I was fucking around. And then I beat him so badly because every single round he almost keeps on taking a round from me. He almost keeps on killing me, but I just steal it from him every single time just because I felt like it. And he got so mad that he unplugged the stick before the game ended, and then he dropped it on the ground. And then he walked out and ended up punching a brick wall afterwards. Yeah.
Did he like break his hand or something like
I
that?
have no idea, but I heard the aftermath of that part because my friend was right outside.
Yeah.
And thing is that I play very crazy, right?
Yeah.
So I guess he was so frustrated at how I was playing so reckless and so crazy that he just lost that way. Punches the brick wall. My friend asks, "Hey, dude, are you okay?" He goes like, "Man, I just lost to this fucking Rufus player." And he goes like, "Oh, you play JP."
Nice. Oh, the legend of JP. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, yeah, that was like the most rage I've ever induced in someone.
Wow, dude. Why did he choose a brick wall?
Because that's all there was. That's all there was. I mean, there were picnic tables outside too, and it was cool, but like, yeah, he chose to punch a brick wall.
Shit, man.
And then there was another moment where I sent a Japanese player home really early too.
Oh man.
At that Evo tournament that I went to.
Wow, dude.
So like, it was like second round losers. Super early in the tournament. Second round loser, I guess sent to losers because I ended up playing this Korean pro and I lost. And I whoop his ass 4 rounds straight. 2 games. Couldn't get a game off of me. And then I thought this happened in animes, right? Only, but like he just had his hands shaking. It was like face in his hands, and he went, "Yatta!"
Are you serious? He did that?
Yeah,
oh
dude.
my gosh.
Or he went like, "Kasa!" Yeah, he said, "Kasa!" And I was like, no fucking way, dude.
You're an anime character.
Yeah.
They exist.
Yeah, they exist. And then I was like, I tried consoling him, right? Because I was just like, nah, it's okay, man. You're a good player. It's fine, bro. Like, just come back next year, even though he's not, because I just fucked him up.
Shit, dude.
And then he was like, okay. And then he did the anime walk away, right?
the anime?
Where he just walked into the sunset. Well, into the crowd, right? Because we were inside a building, and he had his hands up like this, and then he had his head to the sky. He was like this, and then I was watching him do that, and all of a sudden, the fucking end credits started scrolling up next to him. I was like, no fucking way I'm seeing this right now.
Right next to him.
Yeah.
With some
Lisa in the background, bro. Like, she was singing. I was just hearing all of it, and then I just saw the end credits. I was like, no fucking way. And then, like, my friend ended up walking up to me, and he was like, yo, did you just beat that guy? I was like, yeah, it was pretty free. Why? He's like, dude, did you know who you just beat? And then I was like, no, why? He goes like, dude, that's so-and-so from Japan. He just got top 16 at this at this tournament in Thailand. And that tournament was pretty strong too. But he got top 16 there, and I bodied him out of like
dope.
Out of like 300 players over there at that tournament. I was just like, damn, I feel bad now. He goes like, why? Because that guy paid over $2,000 just to lose. And he goes like,
Wait, 2,000 is in like the trip to come here,
the trip,
the ticket.
The ticket, and then just to stay there. You know, it's like $750 to stay at the Mandalay Bay.
Holy fuck!
For the weekend, probably like $1,200 flight.
How does it work? If you win in the, what did you call it, the second round losers?
Oh yeah, I mean, you just keep on going through the bracket.
Okay,
really, like there's a winners and a losers bracket.
Okay,
so like everyone starts off in the winners bracket.
Yeah.
Sees how they fare, and then I just so happened to win my first match and lose my second match.
Okay.
And I got sent to second round losers. So, like, out of 2,600 players, he only got 1,000.
Wow.
You know, like 1,500 or something.
For being
like
a top 16 player in that Thailand competition.
Yeah.
Are Japanese players, are they typically known, like, let's say, like, are they typically known to be very good?
Yeah.
As opposed to like what nationality of players, if it does matter, are like best, second best type of thing that you've noticed just through trends?
Ooh, I mean, for Street Fighter, Japan, Korea, they'll always be strong. US will always be strong. Dominican Republic.
Whoa, they show out too?
They're fucking strong in Street Fighter. Like, and the Puerto Ricans too, they're fucking strong.
Damn, dude, I didn't know the community like really.
Yeah, like, oh, man, the way that the community just comes together and we just understand the same language, which is just fucking fisticuffs all over the place.
Yeah, dude, frame data and hit boxes, right? Yeah. That's just like that's the language you guys are speaking.
Yeah, and like thing is that like that's the beauty of fighting games is because like we're communicating without even saying anything to each other.
Yeah, because
like the moment you press a button, I go like. And you whiff, I go like, oh, you like that button? Go ahead, press it again. See what happens. Dude. See what the fuck happens.
I'm never playing with you. I ain't playing nothing with you, bro.
You can come over, no problem. You know, just kick
I'll
it.
Watch,
just watch.
But I'm not gonna hop on the sticks at all. I'll just watch. I'm there. I'll kick it. I'll have a drink, and I'll just like relax.
Nah, I swear to God, it gets addicting, bro.
Oh, the fighting games?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I know. I mean, I know how video games are.
Yeah.
I mean, like like I said, the only fighting game that I'm like decent at is Super Smash, and I do put on deodorant. I'm not stinky.
That's a general consensus. Like not all of them don't wear deodorant. But
do you think some of these like Japanese and Korean players or like Asian players are like really good at fighting games because like it's the discipline that we typically take as Asians into academics, but just like inputting it into a different craft?
See, there's that, but there's also time that they put into it because like. They were especially strong in like early 2000s going into the 2010s for sure because one, they had the game early for the arcade release of the game. Two, there's so many goddamn arcades around those areas to where after work, you literally just go to Taito Station.
Wow.
Just sit down and play for like 5 more hours.
Wow.
You know, and the best of the best show up at that arcade, you know, and back then online wasn't prevalent. Like it wasn't the best option to play a fighting game. You know, So like arcades was the best bet, and you would just be finding the best every single day.
Dude, that's so crazy. Like,
Yeah.
what a time to be after work to just go to this arcade and just like go up to some dude and be like, "Yo, do you want to play?"
Right.
Like, and then
Right.
like it could turn into a friendship. It could turn into like an enemy,
Yeah.
an arch nemesis type of thing.
Yeah.
What are some other games like in the arcade that other people are really serious outside of fighting games? DDR. I've seen some people like go ham on DDR.
Yeah. DDR, pump it up. Or
Which one's
Step
Pump It Up? Is that the like the
It's the
dancing
one
one with the diagonals?
Yeah, with the diagonals in the middle.
Mm.
You know, so there's that. So there would be tournaments for that too. Like they'll even have like freestyle tournaments
Mm-hmm.
where they'll make the arrows invisible
So you're just choosing
and you're facing the judges, and you remember the steps clearly
from the song.
from the song because you already practiced that route so many times, and you just add a little bit of flair to it. Whether it's just like whether you hop to another arrow, whether you shuffle to another arrow, whether you use your hands, head, stuff like that.
So they're actually adding
They're
like
actually
the dance
freestyling.
elements
Yes,
into
yes.
it. So are they judging you? They're judging you on the style, not necessarily like do you remember the moves? But you have to remember the moves.
Yeah, you have to remember the moves. You have to clear it, of course, and then I think they'll judge off of some of it off of the score, but most of it off of style.
Dude, do you remember those days of like playing DDR on the fold out mat?
Yeah,
On carpet, and it's just like this isn't the same. You're
Yeah.
like pounding on the
Yeah.
carpet on the mat, and you're thinking to yourself, this is not the same as the arcade at all.
no, it's not, and that's why people buy metal pads.
You could buy to put underneath the mat.
No, the actual metal pad.
The thing that they
Yeah.
have at arcades.
At
You
the
could buy
arcades.
that.
You could buy like it'll be a thinner version of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll have like some sort of adapter where you can plug it into a console.
How much is this? Like an Amazonable thing?
Like $150.
Shut up! It's not that
Look
cheap,
it up
is
right
it?
now.
What do
Look
I
it up
type
right
in? DDR metal pad.
DDR metal pad.
You got one?
No, I don't.
Are you
The
good at
house, the
DDR?
house has one though.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
Damn, y'all got everything at
Yeah.
this house. Okay, DDR metal dance pad. That's 100 and. Okay, so I'm seeing two. Oh, and it comes with two. Oh, okay,
Yeah, there's a 2-player one, 1-player one.
all right. This isn't too bad. I mean, like it's not necessarily. There's no brand associated with
No.
it necessarily.
No.
That's not bad. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm kind of down for that.
And you could get a metal bar for it too.
Oh, yeah, the metal bar I thought was just there so that at the end of the song you could like rest on it. But
Yeah.
no, people use that as like support so that their feet are just kind of gliding.
Yeah, because there's some routes that are just impossible to do without having any support.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah. Because like you literally have to pick up your feet
Mm-hmm.
just to get to the next step. Yeah, it's it's crazy because like there'll be like some staircase patterns
Mm-hmm.
that you just can't do on your own 2 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to glide to the next step just to like.
Are you good at it at all?
Definitely not. I cannot fucking play that. I like fighting games is as far as I go. Maybe I'll do some Call of Duty, maybe not. But then like, yeah, like I just play fighting games and Final Fantasy.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero was something that like I was deep into in high school.
Yeah.
Like I was pretty good. I wouldn't say that I would go to like tournaments. I think I'd just get destroyed.
Yeah.
But like I was able to complete Through the Fire and Flames type of thing.
What was your high score?
I don't remember the number, dude.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, like I don't remember. I just remember I would be able to complete it, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know, the best in my friend group.
Yeah.
But it was to this point where I was getting like, before I knew how to talk to like girls or anything like that, or even humans, man, I was playing this in like freshman, sophomore year of high school, and I thought this was the way. So I remember there was like this party where there was this girl there, and then they had Guitar Hero, and I was just like, I'm gonna play Through the Fire and Flames.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no way I look attractive going like this super fast, you know?
Yeah. Or like you have to do the finger tapping technique with your other hand.
I haven't done that.
Oh, you don't show me with your elbow?
No, some people do that.
That's how you start Through the Fire and Flames.
Strum with the elbow
You
so they
strum
could
with
go
the
like
elbow
this.
so you could just because you hold on to the first button
And
then
you
you
do
just tap in.
everything else.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
And you strum, and that's just praying that you don't miss a hammer on or anything like
No,
that because
that's
you're
it.
strumming with your.
Because like those first 10 seconds is just all hammer-ons and hammer-offs.
What the fuck, dude? I didn't realize there's like so many. I guess I am trash at Guitar Hero.
Nah, I'm trash at that game too.
It's
honestly.
tough, man. I mean, it's okay. I mean, we don't need to be jacks of all trades, right?
No.
I mean, you're kind of like the master at like what you're doing at the craft.
I just observe a lot. That's it. That's really it. Because like I'll know how things work, but do I have the patience to actually do it? No, I don't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. Well, dude, shout out to you being like hella good at that at fighting games and whatnot. That's something I'll never understand. So like with content creation now, like you do a lot of like the fake party with real friends, which is really cool. And you do a whole lot of like back to your storytelling, which is like where like I really was gravitating toward like you as a person and you as a content creator. How does that like, you just get inspired by like something going on like, and then you just create these videos?
Yeah. So there's been a good year where like a lot of storytelling content creators have been popping up. So like you'll see the OMG Adrians, right? I don't know if you've seen any of his content. Like you'll see like people like Film with Colleen. You'll see people like just talking about their creative journey, and whatnot, and what gear they're using, how they're writing it, how they're filming it. But they'll add a story to it and they'll make it personal. And I was just like, oh, maybe I could do that, but kind of be a bit more transparent without being too revealing at the same time. Yeah. Because like with that creative journey video, there's like way more to that.
Oh, I'm sure.
There's
those are just, you're hitting like main chapters. Basically.
For the most part. But then there were like also key points from those chapters that I would just leave out because like that's the thing. Like you can learn how to be transparent without being vulnerable.
Wow. Yeah.
Because like transparency allows you to be relatable. It allows you to show more of yourself off, and not even just the good parts, to the world. But then being vulnerable, you could just end up talking about some shit where people could use that against you and whatnot.
Yeah. It's I think that's part of being a content creator is that we do have we have to remember that we do have control to we are putting our lives out there. Having this podcast, it's like very public and a lot of people know a lot of things about me.
Yeah.
But it's up to me to be able to like filter out certain aspects, because like I still do crave like a level of privacy, please.
Right.
Like please don't know where I live and don't know like all of my weaknesses and don't don't learn what makes me cry and all that stuff. But I mean, and you do it gracefully, like on top of just even talking about yourself. You did this beautiful video yet again of like you talking about like this is a Filipino love story.
Oh yeah.
And like we don't know who you're talking about. Like you say I don't know the words verbatim, so I don't want to spoil it, but basically you were talking about like how your parents met.
Yeah.
Like what inspired that? Because like that isn't about you. That isn't about your creative journey. That's just something like you were just telling this beautiful story. And I didn't know where it was leading up to until you said like this is the story of my parents and I'm here because of them.
Yeah, well, it was I came up with that story on the spot. Well, I didn't make up the story. I came up with the idea of telling that story on the spot. Because I was in Germany at that time. Like because I remember going to Germany at like 7 and my parents told me about their love story.
Yeah.
At 7 years old, and then it just like I guess it stayed, and I was like, damn, I want to love like that. like I was dedicated to like being that romantic and shit like that,
For those that don't know, can you break down that love story with your parents?
So basically, my dad, it's basically like a farm boy and city girl type of love story where they meet, but thing is that they're both in the Philippines, so they're both poor as fuck. So in order to be able to marry my mom, my dad had to get his money up. So he ended up going to a whole nother country because his sister was already there with her husband. And she was like, dude, just come here, get some money, and then you could go marry your girlfriend. And then he was like, okay, cool, I'll do it. So he flew out to Germany not knowing any German or any English. Like his English still sucks to this day. Like still trash. And then yeah, he he just worked at a Chinese restaurant and just lived in the basement of that Chinese restaurant and was like DNT, man. He had no papers.
Whoa.
He was there illegally.
Whoa.
Yeah, and this was in the 80s, so this was like towards the end of the Cold War. Like when the Berlin Wall was going down and stuff like that.
Damn, dude.
So like definitely cops were checking for papers for sure.
So he had to be hiding.
Yeah. And like there were days where it would snow and he would get snowed in because the basement would be iced up. And he has no phone there. He has no one to contact.
Shit, so he's just chilling there in a basement.
Yeah.
And you're saying that they were writing letters to each other?
Yeah, every single day.
Every single day, and she would only get it like every other Monday or something like that?
So she would get a letter every single day except for Sunday. And on Monday, she would get 2 letters.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
And wow. And every single day, dude.
Yeah.
I get what you mean when you say you want to love like that.
Yeah.
And I'm happily like engaged and whatnot, but like, you know, I live with the girl, like we got texts and like FaceTime or like it's not as big of a deal. It's not like The Notebook, like where I'm Ryan Gosling and I'm writing to Rachel McAdams every single day. There's something different about like the smell of paper and like the the handwriting from your loved one. So he did that every single day, and he was just doing all of this in another country to get his bread up so that he could marry her
For 4 years.
He was
Yeah, I left that part out too, actually.
in Germany for 4 years, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if people nowadays could do it, man. I mean, like long distance is already tough for a lot of people, and we have the means to do long distance healthily, right? With technology, but that truly is an old school love story.
Yeah, people don't even last 3 days now.
Yeah, man.
Like people will meet, fall madly in love with each other, go someone and be like, oh, thanks for the 3-day free trial.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Everyone just thinks it's like is testing out Peacock before they actually pay for the streaming service. You're right.
Yeah, it's rough.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think it's just the day and age of like dating apps and meeting people so frequently, and also like the standards have changed with social media, you know?
I feel like the standards are still there. It's just all the wrong ideas are just being signal boosted on social media. Because everyone still wants a love, wants an old school type of love. They're not going to say it though. You know?
What do you think most people... Okay. Why do you think they don't want to say it?
Because it's very scary because people could take advantage of that.
Oh, shit.
And then you get all these men versus women debates on social media, and it just goes like, yeah, well, what the fuck is the point of even dating anyone at this point? If it's just literally going to be who brings what to the table, who brings like what can you do for me type shit. Like yeah, those are important questions, but then like or like that list of places where you can't take a girl on a first date.
What are the list? I don't know if I'm aware.
It was like Applebee's. Fucking Cheesecake Factory was the biggest one. Like if you take a girl to Cheesecake Factory, you're broke. And I go like, girl, those are $20 plates. What are you talking about?
Yeah. So do you think it's valid to take a girl to those places for a first date?
I mean, there were some obvious ones on the list that you wouldn't want to take a girl to, like a family event on the first date.
Oh, of course, obviously.
Church, maybe, like if y'all
are about that,
yeah,
right?
if y'all are about that, maybe. But then like, yeah, no, there were some things that were like valid, but there were also some things that were just ridiculous.
Yeah, I got a homeboy who was, I don't know, he's like on the dating apps right now, and he doesn't know how to talk to women at all, and it's okay.
Yeah,
but he's just like, bro, he's like, guys, I got a match, right? And I'm like, First of all, don't do this with your hands. You look like an evil villain.
Right.
We're like, yo, dude, that's so dope. Where are you going to take her? He's like, Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, my God. Okay, like, yeah, so there's some spots, like, you just don't take a girl, but then, like, dude, it's not hard to just drive out to the beach or, like, drive somewhere with a view and just get to know each other.
Let's go get some coffee. Let's go for a walk.
Oh, coffee dates are on the list.
Yeah. Oh, so that's to not do that?
To not do that?
Why?
I have no idea.
I've been out the game for like a hot minute. So like I would think that if I was back at the game, I'd be like, I know this like this hipster coffee shop, but you want to get an avocado toast and like your matcha latte with, you know.
I mean, a lot that whole list was all taken out of proportion, but then it's like, there's a lot of people that really don't care about that list.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just so funny how that got signal boosted so hard that it just started a whole debate and ruckus online for a good like 3 months, and that was it.
Wow.
But like, yeah, I mean, when it comes to just talking to girls, it's just like, just know who you are, know what you're about, and like, thing is that like, why can't you just be friends with them first?
Yeah,
you know,
I think times have changed. I don't know if times have changed, but like, it's the way that whenever I liked a girl, it was always like a friendship foundation first.
Yeah.
Like there's always an initial attraction with anyone that you think is cute or pretty, and like that you just hit it off with. But there's nothing wrong with becoming their friend first, and then like dating them. I mean, people say, yeah, sure, you could become like that friend that gets super friend zoned, and I was that guy for years and years and years.
I'm still that guy for years and years and
dude,
years.
I couldn't. Do you get friend zoned a lot?
All the time.
Fuck. Do you shoot your shot though, like, and make it evident that like, hey, girl, I'm into you?
I mean, like, I'll drop hands here and there, but then like at the same time, I talk to women as if I'm not even an option to them. So I just like normally speak how I speak without even having to feel nervous or second guess what I say. And like a lot of women I meet are very beautiful. They're very pretty, but it's just like, yo, like, I really need to know who you are first before I could even think about anything like that.
Wow.
You know?
Because it's still like on your turn. Yeah, like you're still looking out for JP at the end of the day too.
Exactly.
Interesting. And sometimes like, because you're not thinking of yourself as an option or thinking of them as an option, that does, when later on, if you become interested in them, you become friend zoned, and it's like a little too late. I get that.
Yeah,
I get
but
that
it's
completely.
like, that's just how I move, you know, because it's like, I just want to make sure that you're comfortable around me first more than anything.
That's good, because a lot of guys nowadays don't care.
They just go for it.
Some guys, man, fucking. You're just like, yo, what's up, girl?
Or they go like, hey, with the fat ass or some shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
what's up, Thicky? What's up, mommy?
I don't know about Thicky. I know
Ain't nobody saying like, hey, yo, what's up, Thicky?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know how people catcall nowadays.
I don't care for catcalling.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone should. I don't think, like, what are we, construction workers? Hey, lady, you really.
Hey, you with the great personality, come over here.
Yeah. Hey, you got a fucking permit for those nice eyes? Yeah, what if it was just like very polite catcalling?
Yeah, hey girl, you got a real good job, huh?
Yeah, there's that IG video that I see of like
polite catcalling, right?
Exactly, yeah. It's just like, hey, yo, girl, I think that women deserve equal pay too. You keep doing it. I'm like, okay, yep.
Yeah, and then they love it. They enjoy it. It's a pretty cool prank, you know.
It's flipping the script, dude, because
exactly.
everyone's in on the joke. Obviously, then these guys are aware that there's toxic masculinity out there from
everywhere.
Dude, people even think that catcalling works. Like, when has catcalling ever worked? When has there ever been a time where a guy's walked past a girl, turned around, looked at her ass like that one meme, right? And was just like, damn, mommy with the thickie. And the girl's like, oh my God, yes, I am mommy with the thickie. Here's my number. Here's my apartment number. And I'm ready to fuck, you know? Like, that doesn't exist.
I don't know. some people can just go for it sometimes. You know?
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
What is there's a large stereotype of girls don't play video games, or like if a girl does play video games or a girl is prevalent in the fighting community, then like, oh my God, this is like crazy. Like, is that true? Like, have you noticed a lot of female gamers in the fighting game community or the gaming community?
There's definitely a lot of females in the gaming community, and they can keep up. They can fuck you up.
I believe it. Like, I believe it.
Like, that's the thing. Like, this whole misconception of like girls don't belong in video games. I'm just like, when did it become a man thing?
Yeah.
Like when?
Why
Who
would
said
we
that?
exclude them?
Yeah.
We want them
Yeah.
there, right?
Like crazy enough, Lily Pichu.
Who's that?
She's
As
a
a streamer?
she's a big time Twitch streamer. She came from like games like League of Legends and TFT. She just got into Tekken.
Wow.
And this was like a big thing for the community because like no one ever crosses over like that
From like MOBA
to fighting
Fighting,
games,
okay.
you know. But then like there's been more and more streamers that have been moving over into fighting games, and you know she could actually hold her own, you know. And she's pretty decent at the game. She's still learning. It's only her first 6 months in the game,
Damn.
and she's already learning like the hardest combos in the game and stuff like that. And like there have been plenty of women that are very strong in the fighting game community. Like there's this one player from France. She was like one of the strongest Soul Calibur players ever, and she's actually doing really well for herself. I think she got like placed 200th out of like 4,000 players.
Jeez.
Yeah, so it's like she's pretty good. Like there's a lot of female players out there
That can fuck shit up.
that could fuck shit up.
Is there a lot of dating in the fighting game community? Do like people meet their significant others through a match? Like, have you ever witnessed that?
No, I don't know about through a match.
Yeah,
It's not like Cobra Kai when I don't know if you've seen Cobra Kai.
I haven't seen it, so
Damn
you'll
it,
have to explain
man.
it, dude. Why, is there something like that? Like what they fight and they
like,
fall in love?
Yeah, they're just practicing the karate, and then the dude catches the girl's kick, and it was an axe kick too. So she's like coming down with her leg on his shoulder. He catches it, and then they just like lock eyes with each other.
Dude, I wish that would happen in fighting games more. Dude, imagine a fatality turning into like a marriage.
love story.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Damn.
I mean, like there's a lot of wives and girlfriends that get introduced into the fighting game community, and they go like, "Wow, gamers actually meet up."
Oh, they come together.
Yeah, and like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the cool part about fighting games is that you have to go outside. You need, like, you can play online all like as much as you want, but like, dude, there's just nothing better than just gathering in a room of people who just want to fight.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, we just want to see who's the best for that day. You know, that's really it.
Which leads into this whole other thing that's popping off, or that's starting up now in Vallejo, is the new spot where
Retro Edge Games.
Yep, and then you're going to be throwing events. You threw your first event there, Play Too Much, right?
Yes.
And so that was phenomenal. Your entire set is on YouTube, and I'm extremely honored that you opened up your set with a clip of mine with La Russell to start off an epic thing. Like that's wow. Can I tell you something very embarrassing and you're not going to judge me?
Come on.
When I was first fucking.
I got some first
when
fucking
I was
tales.
first fucking. And I was not trying to bust early. Think that would save me and let me go for 10 minutes longer, sometimes 15. In the back of my mind, I would be singing to myself.
Shut the fuck up.
The Krusty Krab pizza is the pizza for you and me.
How'd that feel when you saw it?
Honored, dude. Because like you posted the clip and I was like, that's dope. I didn't realize it was the start of the set until I went to your YouTube and checked it out. And I was like, oh, you started your first event at this location that just opened up. It was the first thing, like the first of a first, which is insane. I'm a first edition.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And you're a grade 10 too.
Thanks, dude. Oh my gosh. You get friend zoned?
Yeah, dude. Totally. All the time, man.
With words like that?
Hell yeah.
What the fuck?
Of course.
You just gotta treat girl like a rare Pokemon card.
I know.
That's all it is.
Right?
What's up, girl? Man, you thicker than a Charizard.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, like I saw on social media that there was gonna be a gaming store opening up, and I didn't realize that was gonna be a fighting game store along with a trading card. Because it's like, thing is, at first I was like, how are we gonna sell fighting games to this spot? You know, you can only pay so much just to play, And then I found out it was a trading card space. I was just like, oh, okay, this is where the moneymaker is.
Wow.
Like
There
trading
you go.
cards. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, this place could be sustainable. And I met the owner and I was just like, and the thing is that like, I wasn't planning on throwing events there.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't planning on throwing events at all. When I was DJing in that Street Fighter house, it was purely out of just an accident because like I had a gig canceled that day.
Mm-hmm.
I already had my controller on me. So I just planted it on top of like my friend's stove and just started DJing because I had nowhere else to play. I was just like, fuck it, I might as well just play here. And then we gradually moved over to the kitchen counter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where everyone started seeing what it was. So like that's where you saw the nostalgia.
Yeah.
That's where you saw the music. And when I was picking those clips, I was making sure that it was music that people were familiar with, but you know, it was edited into a new sound, right? Mm-hmm. So like I'll play edits, I'll play classics, but also play edits of those classics because the thing is that you could only hear so much of Keisha Cole's Love, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is how you end a set. And then you just see 50 more videos of people ending their sets that way. I was just like, well, maybe we could just try bringing a new sound into it, but like still hit that nostalgic feeling.
Yeah.
And the thing is that at that house when people are playing their Street Fighter and stuff like that, I'm hitting another chord where it was those days where we used to just tape up cardboard on our TVs and play split screen on Halo and stuff like that.
Whoa, shit.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
No screen looking, right? And
oh, man. You're bringing back trauma, dude.
Yeah.
You bring back trauma. Screen looking. The word screen looking.
We're unpacking today.
Yeah, I got to go to therapy now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Like it's an incredible thing that you're doing. Thank you for talking about that. Like, not only your origin story, but like the origin story of like how you started this fake party, and talking about like what you're doing for the community, for the fighting game community, and like. Really killing it as a content creator, man. I appreciate you. Are you familiar with how I end the episodes here?
Yes.
With an improv scene?
Yes.
All right. You ready to do it?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Just to reiterate for the listeners out there, if you're new, and just to reiterate for you, the way we do these improv scenes is that it can be based on anything and everything having to do with today's episode, or it could be based off of nothing at all. Do you want to start the scene, or do you want me to start the scene?
You can start the scene.
Sounds good. And then without further ado, baddies, ladies and gentlemen, all the listeners out there, it can't be that bad. Hey, JP.
What's up, man?
I'm sorry, man. I really freaked out last Wednesday. I like you destroyed me. You did that fatality on me. Yeah, I mean like it was not cool that you picked Shao Kahn and I was Melina. And then I'm new to the game, but like you could have taken it easy on me.
Why would I do that?
Because I'm new to the game. I mean, like, really, like, I thought I was trying to find a safe space to, like, learn, but you really just destroyed me in front of all those people.
Yeah.
And I realized I'm actually not going to get through to you with this because it's like, yeah, I mean, it was just so embarrassing. Like, why? You do that with everyone?
Yeah, why not? Because... welcome to the real world, Doc. Like, you're going to learn today, man.
Fuck, man.
That's all it is, bro. That's the name of the game.
Yeah, I should have known. It cut to next week. JP defeats like a girl that comes into the fighting game community. Oh, my God, you're like just so good at these games. I'm just like absolute trash. Why did you like not take it easy on me?
You got to learn one day. Damn,
that's messed up. I mean, I think it's kind of hot though. But like, okay, I mean, like next time, tell me more about frame data and hitboxes, okay?
Why don't you just learn your combos first?
Jesus Christ! Oh my God, you're so mean. I kind of like it. All right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cut to next week, where JP goes on a date with this girl at a coffee shop. So I mean, like, how can I improve? Like, what do I have to do?
Stop sucking. Watch videos.
Jesus Christ, you're so mean. It's kind of hot. That's so crazy. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
Sorry, there's nothing else. I mean, just watch videos, emulate what you do with those videos, and that's it. I mean, that's how you get better.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then, what character do you think I should play as?
Well, who do you like?
I mean, I like you.
So, I'm not in the game.
Damn, you were just rejecting me. That's so hot, dude. It's so hot.
Were you trying to play me or what?
Yeah, I'm trying to play in a game or
No,
play you.
You trying to play me?
No, I mean now that at first maybe, but now I mean just how can I friend zone such a guy like you? Cut to the newest season of The Bachelor. It's JP with 50 women. On this season of The Bachelor, we have a Vallejo native, very good at Street Fighter 4, 5, and 6, and recently paving his way in the newest game of all, the dating game. We have JP Breganza.
What's up, y'all?
All right, so of all the 50 women here, you've gone on dates with all of them. Who piques your interest the most?
Well, I really do like Angela. But Nisha was cool too. But the only way to my heart is a single elimination bracket in Street Fighter.
Dude, can you insane? Dude, can you imagine if it was just on this season of The Bachelor? We have Angela going one-on-one with Mariah.
Oh my god!
Street Fighter 6. You don't even care about their interests.
No.
You're just all right.
Dude,
I'm gonna go chill. You guys go. Whoever's the best at Street Fighter 6, come see me in the loft or something like that.
Dude, I feel like that's. You know what's funny? I feel like that's how a lot of people fall in love.
It's just who's dope at this fucking game?
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it.
It's weird. I've seen it in Valorant. I've seen it in Fortnite.
It's it's because not only it's attractive because it's showing your dedication to a craft, right?
I don't think so.
What do you think it is then?
I don't know. I think they just want to get carried.
Oh, that's all it is. Oh, they want this girl on their team because they want to be carried. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Well, there's half of that and half. Oh yeah, he's dedicated.
That's funny, dude. Yeah. Thank you for coming through. I had a great time. This was a wonderful conversation. Thank you for giving me some insight on the fighting game community. Yeah. And yeah, man. Go ahead and tell the baddies, the listeners, where they can find you on social media.
JP Breganza on all socials, including Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
And what else do they have to look forward to other than the events that you just talked about?
Just I don't know, just be on the lookout, see what I come up with next, and see what kind of adventures I go on next, actually, because I'm really trying to go out this year. So
hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And I believe in you, man. You're really killing it. And yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming through. Without further ado, one last thing, look into the barrel of your camera and leave the baddies, leave the listeners with a phrase, a saying, a piece of advice that they could go about their day with that reminds them that it can't be that bad.
All right. With whatever you want to create in life, no one's going to give a shit. So just post it. Have fun with it. And make sure it's for you more than anything else. Peace.
Perfect. Love it. All right. Appreciate you, brother. Until next time, baddies, thank you for tuning in. And you guys know where to find me. You guys know where to find the podcast because you're already here. Peace.
Later.
It can't be that bad.